We interrupt our regular broadcast. Wait, there is no fucking shot. It's another police cruiser.
Using that shoulder, even though he's got plenty of freeway to play with here, he appears to be committed to the northbound side of the 170.
Yeah, he's just going. He's just going on the high occupancy lane. Classic. And they want to arrest him because he has no one else in the car with him. That's pretty fucked up. Do you have a actual link, like a YouTube link that I can hit? So that I can watch it delayed so I don't get fucking owned by showing you a crime that... Does anyone have a YouTube link for this?
Side of the 5 freeway, so the 170. So the 170 has come to an end. He's transitioned onto the 5 freeway. Traffic is moderate to heavy, but it's only going to get worse the further north he gets towards the Newhall Pass. He's in Arleta now as he looks for any space in these lanes to weave through. It's very dangerous, but I've got to tell you, with an unpredictable driver like this, it's
he went from
on the freeway than if he was to get off on surface streets.
Bro, this motherfucker literally went from driving in the high occupancy lane to just bobbing and weaving so closely and near missing on trucks and shit. It's crazy.
Like a linebacker trying to rush through an offensive line there. You can see he's continuing to weave through all of those cars. Maybe
how long until someone does this just to be on stream? I don't know. I hope never.
He's bypassing all of them as he continues these unsafe lane changes at a pretty high rate of speed despite the moderate traffic.
Yeah, we saw him stick his arm out the window. Not sure if he was doing any signals to the...
Is this a silver alert? No shot, it's a silver alert.
Yeah, he was zipping across 4 lanes and really high rate of speed there. I think we are going to let you know that we're going to be staying on this here on live TV, ABC 7. Or are we going? Wait, we're going to be streaming or staying live?
No, we're going to be streaming.
We'll be streaming at abc7.com and on the Los Angeles app. You can stay tuned for World News Tonight, the live version of World News Tonight with David Muir. But we were going to stick on this. If you want to just switch over to abc7.com or our Los Angeles.
Are you saying it's a silver alert because you saw the handicap placard? Is that why?
Again, as we're winding down to the last minute of our broadcast here on Channel 7, again, we are going to go streaming. So if you do have ABC 7 Los Angeles app, get right on it so you can continue to watch this breaking news. Again, you're seeing this driver just really making his way through the Pacoima area, but he's been driving at a really quick rate of speed. And the CHP, they've been very close behind. I know that doesn't seem like they've really let him out of their sights or have gone into that tracking mode, which many times when these get really dangerous, they decide that maybe we should ease up on that pedal behind them.
And on our website and ABC7 Los Angeles app, we're going to be talking to
a silver alert is when like an old man gets lost.
There. In the meantime, we hope you have a wonderful afternoon. We'll be back here live on ABC 7 for Eyewitness News at 4 o'clock. Stay tuned.
Wait, what? Are they done? I don't get it. Are they done with this video?
All right, you're continuing to watch this breaking news on our streaming platforms. We're talking.
They're moving away from it on. They're moving away from it on television, but they're.
This car was wanted, the driver was wanted for making an unsafe lane change. And then, of course, that routine traffic stop sort of triggered him to put the pedal to the metal and try to get away from authorities. And this is what we've been seeing, weaving in and out, Ellen, and, going really fast and unsafe.
Yeah, and then we are also going to be joined right now by law enforcement expert Bruce Thomas. And Bruce, you covered a lot of pursuits with us. I can't even count how many you've covered with us. What can you tell us about what you are seeing so far?
Well, my understanding is that it was a failure to yield for some unsafe lane change, basically traffic violations. And now what the driver is doing is endangering everybody's life by continuing to drive in a wanton disregard for speeds and lane changes. Ultimately, what we found out in these cases is the driver may just have a suspended license or have some warrants for unpaid traffic tickets.
Oh, that would be a shame, to be so nervous to pull over because you're scared about what's going to happen about something. I mean, it's not trivial, but something as minor as parking tickets or expired driver's license.
He's in a lot more trouble now.
No kidding. But anyway, as you said, Bruce, you do see it happen. And also, we do have Chris Christie. He's overhead in Air 7 HD. As well. Chris, I don't know how the traffic is starting to look, but again, you're saying this is sort of that beginning of the afternoon commute.
Well, he had a rough patch there.
He's going.
Colleen, as he made his way past the 118 freeway where it splits, and now you can see where the 5 splits rather. And now he is on the 5 freeway where traffic has broken through a little bit. Really stop and go traffic as we make our way further north through the Sylmar area and eventually into the Newhall Pass, which appears to be the direction he's headed in. Has passed a number of exits, but has not gotten off at any of them. Just using whatever space he can on the freeway to try and squeeze through, splitting lanes, threading the needle, coming very close, a lot of close calls, but from my vantage point has not actually made contact with any of these cars. And with all of this traffic, you can see them applying a little more pressure, trying to stay right behind him and trying to prevent him from getting too far away where they lose a visual. They don't want to lose a visual of the suspect because right now there are no air units handy, from what I can tell, able to call this pursuit from the air. So they're really relying on that SUV right behind him to maintain a solid visual and call out those locations and his moves and his speed as he continues moving up the 5 freeway, which is now where we're at here, right where the 210 and the 5 meet up here at the Newhall Pass. Traffic, again, moderate through the Newhall Pass, usually a little bit heavier this time of the day, but he does have some room to play with here, and he is using every bit of it to try and evade that primary officer right behind him.
For the record,
only 2 or 3
this is a very unique predicament. I'm going to pause this for a second, or I'm going to lower the audio for a second and say some shit. This is one of the few, or not few, but like we watch a lot of car chases. 6 of them happen a day in Los Angeles, something crazy like that. This is directly a fuck up on behalf of the police. This is one of those where like, I don't know what crime this person has committed, but like the idea that you need to fucking give chase to a dude like this for a minor moving violation is absolutely unimaginably insane. He did an illegal lane change, and that's why they're pursuing him right now. Okay? That's bullshit. Like an unsafe lane change. Look at the litany of other lack of safety. How many unsafe lane changes have fucking cops engaged in the pursuit of this fucking dude? Like what? You can't fucking keep tracking him? You can't keep tracking him with a helicopter? You have to fucking have a unit directly up his ass, agitating him, getting him more scared, getting him to drive erratically. It's so stupid. So remember that. Like, this is one of those instances where they don't have to fucking do that at all.
Things being considered right now as they continue to pursue this driver.
Well,
they have his license plate. It's over.
Minute by minute.
What are you doing?
Conditions. What is the reason for the pursuit? How many occupants? And the safety of the public, the officers, and the suspect. So in this case, they know where this vehicle is registered. It may be registered up in the Santa Clarita, Antelope Valley area. So they may just go to the house and may cancel this pursuit. Or they may stay with it until they have an airship up overhead.
Yeah, they can go to his house.
Is that one of the first things they do is run the license to make sure that car hasn't been reported stolen?
Yes, ma'am. That's one of the first things they do is because they're trying to gain information on the vehicle. Is the vehicle wanted for anything of a felony, armed and dangerous, stolen vehicle, wants or warrants. So they're gaining.
Wait, hold up. Do you mean they shouldn't have pulled him over, or just to use a
owners
chopper, not have a multi-car chase after he ran?
It's
No, not have a multi-car chase after he fucking ran. Duh. It's a fucking lane. It is literally an improper lane change. For that to turn into like, this level of like madness is a fuck up on behalf of the police, in my opinion. Like, this is significantly worse for public safety. Now, if he had done this shit, and if he was actually driving like this and cops tried to stop him, that makes sense. But he wasn't fucking driving like this until cops tried to stop him. So indirectly, they literally are like causing more chaos. It is an escalation. Remember, the original crime is so minor. And look at this shit. He's like bobbing and weaving through the fucking crowd like a psycho now. Yeah, exactly. M. Hood is correct. This is why a lot of cities don't let their cops give chase, by the way. This is precisely the reason why.
On the 5 freeway, now passing Calgrove Boulevard, and again, looking for any inch of freeway to get away here. Something tells me they're going to take this all the way through Santa Clarita, because right now the best tactic, by my estimation, is to just let him use up as much fuel as possible. Pit maneuver, rather, not an option here. Obviously, spike strips aren't going to work on the freeway, but they could certainly put the pressure on and keep.
What do you mean a pit maneuver or a spike strip? Like that's a wild fucking what? Also, they're driving pretty well.
Goes all the way up the state, and they have plenty of CHP officers up and down the 5 freeway, and plenty of division.
He said that that's not an option, but like bringing that up is psychotic. Silk and Cookies, thank you for the 25. Get the subs. It's like they're so horny. They're so fucking horny. Is car chasing leftist? It's not. I'm not a leftist. I'm sick and tired of this. Okay, I'm a capitalist. Okay. Yeah, he's got a handicap sticker. We need some Scud missiles ASAP on this guy. Well, we can't do it because it's on the highway. Can you compare how he drives to Austin? No, because Austin drives like shit. Not even a thing.
Bunches up on the 5 freeway, but now the further away he gets from the metro LA area, the lighter traffic is going to get, and that's gonna, I believe, prompt him to speed up quite a bit. In fact, we're seeing already pretty close to triple-digit speeds, about 100 miles per hour as he passes McBean Parkway.
Oh boy!
Wow, and of course we're talking about this driver. It appears it's possibly their car, because they're driving it with, such fluidity to it. Bruce, I'm just curious about these poor drivers on the road. And, many of us, we move to the right when we see law enforcement coming behind us. But when you're seeing a car that's just kind of careening right behind you, what is your advice for people who are just driving with their families, picking them up from school or on their way home? I mean, it is scary.
Yeah, it's very scary, Colleen. And, you have a conflict because you're taught pull to the right of the road when you see an emergency vehicle. However, in this case, they're not the issue. It's this reckless driver who's weaving in and out. So with good intentions, you pull to the right, and now it's occupied by this suspect vehicle. I would just recommend to people, stay in your lane, stay your speed, let them go around you for safety's sake.
Yeah, that makes sense. Whew,
we
boy.
always see some people try to get in the way and try to block these drivers, especially when they get into traffic. But I'm always thinking, if this person is so intent on getting away, you're not necessarily safe.
Right, exactly. And plus, we've seen him go in and out of traffic, so it's hard to decipher where is he going to go next, or determine where he's going to go, which lane is he going to take. And this guy.
And the last thing we want anybody to do is to get involved in this pursuit.
Yeah.
All right, now
There it is,
passing
100
Magic
miles
Mountain.
per hour.
Also passing Magic Mountain Parkway there, or close to it. And after that, the traffic does get a lot lighter because there's not much after Magic Mountain.
Yeah, the
Parkway.
irony is you could literally break the law while on the chase. Worse than what is this illegal lane change and get away because they're busy. Oh shit, his fucking mirror is about to fall off because he probably scuffed it on another car while he was doing these like insane near misses at 80
Quite a
miles
bit
an
as
hour.
the freeway traffic has lightened up considerably. You said it, Colleen and Ellen. We are right next to Magic Mountain theme park, and he is continuing northbound on the 5 freeway. Those two primary units behind him serving multiple purposes, and one of the really great things about the pressure they're applying here is that the traffic near him is well aware of those lights and sirens that are immediately behind him. So that's a key indicator that, again, as Bruce mentioned, best idea, stay in your lane. More narrow, close calls there, but best idea for these drivers to stay in their lane and just continue to follow the rules.
Bro, he's going
Give this
101
guy
miles
as
the
much
entire
room
time.
as possible. If you see him coming up from behind you, that's really the only
Like he's
thing to hope
averaging,
for, but
thus far, he's averaged like 90 miles an hour. Like it's insane. Like he keeps picking up speeds. It goes like 100. He hits top speeds more than 100 miles.
all 4 lanes of the 5 freeway to play with here.
Yeah, 92 miles an hour, too. Incredible.
Yeah, he's hovering between 90 and 100, so I think that's going to be the speed that we maintain here. And of course, if he does maintain that speed, he will
you just say
exhaust
VTEC
more
power?
fuel
What the fuck do you mean?
faster, and that also is good news.
Yeah, we can only hope. It's always when the pursuit starts, you just hope that he doesn't have a full tank or she doesn't have a full tank.
Right, and hope that the car isn't totally fuel efficient.
No way you
The
haven't
results
hit
are pretty
90 in your
good. I know
Taycan.
that
Of course I have.
VW Jetta,
I've hit
that
way
little-
more than 90 in my
little car can go
Taycan.
from many miles without
Just
having to
not
pull it
when
up.
I'm
So,
escaping
anyway,
the police,
we are staying
dude.
on top of this pursuit. Again, this started, the original want was an unsafe lane change, which then triggered this whole pursuit to take place. In the CHP, we've been noticing, Bruce, you are our law enforcement expert. As Ellen said earlier, you join us many times on these pursuits, numerous pursuits that are all different. And the suspects, they're just as different as the pursuits themselves. So when you see something like this, they're going such a long distance. They're not taking surface streets. What does it make you kind of, if you're getting into
I'm
the
still
mind
on a
of
loaner,
them,
but the
you're getting
loaner is
into the mind
sick,
of
so
authorities
I don't
who
really mind
who
it.
really are adding the pressure.
The loaner that they gave me is a Panamera
One of the things they're
GT3,
doing is you have CHP,
which is the
They
highest
have
trim
multiple
anyway,
places.
so it's like a higher trim than the one I have on my Taycan, even though the Taycan's faster.
That is not going to outrun the radio.
But I like it because like it's got, or GTS, sorry, not GT3. I like it because it's it has an engine, so it's like fucking awesome. Like it sounds awesome. That's the biggest L of the. That's the biggest L of the fucking Taycan.
Threading the needle through 2 cars and lanes that are adjacent to each other. So
Not a GT3,
this guy
sorry,
has already hit
GTS.
His, looks like his rear view mirror on the passenger side. So who knows?
I don't think the
if there's
Panamera has a
scrapes,
GT3.
but
I
it
said
can
it
be a scary
wrong.
situation, just driving along and somebody just bumps you.
Yeah.
What do you say?
We were just saying it's pretty scary, Chris, when you were talking about the rear view mirror on the right.
How did you
side.
like the bends?
You know,
What bends?
Most of these people, they're on the road. They're just minding their own business. They have no idea what's coming at them from behind. And then somebody obviously was clipped by that rear view mirror.
How long does it take to replace a tire?
Kind of a shock
It's
for
not
anyone.
the tire replacement that's taking a
I
long
was just
time.
noticing
There's like
as well, it
3-4
also
recalls. The
appears
electric vehicle.
that there is some damage on the undercarriage on this right passenger side. You can see some more plastic hitting the pavement there. So he's obviously run over something as well. And there may be a surprise for him up ahead. If they have an opportunity, there may be enough open freeway where they could set up for
What
a
the fuck
spike
is
strip.
this?
That's up in the air at this point. It's not something we see often, but we have seen it occasionally, a little more frequently in recent years, where they will give it a
This is
shot
from
if
last
the
year. It's
traffic
funny as
conditions
fuck.
allow, and if there's enough straightaway freeway for them to lay down a spike
That's
strip.
back when he was
and then,
still
of course, for
canceling
him
me.
to hopefully run over. It's got to be a narrow enough part they feel confident he won't drive around it, or maybe it's on a transition road, but there is some chatter about that coming up.
100+ miles on a 2010 Volkswagen Jetta has to be terrifying? No, man, those things are built.
Units coming up from behind
They're
him
built
as
well.
as several more patrol officers have joined the party here. And they're doing so at just the right time, because the further north we get here, the lower the ceiling gets, and that's going to be prohibitive for CHP's helicopter to make their way up here. In fact, at some point, we may run into a wall of clouds that might prevent us from continuing much further. But right now, we're just past Castaic as he continues northbound on the 5 freeway. A few cars on the freeway with him there, lots of trucks, as you can see, but he's got some more pressure now coming up from behind him.
Chris, you know, it's always interesting to notice. By the way, I want to correct myself. The side view mirror.
I think I said that first too. The rear view
well,
mirror,
then I
so
copied you.
it's my fault.
So, you know. Well, anyway, we know it's the side view mirror that is dangling on the right side. But
if you're asking yourself why
Chris,
4 cruisers
the CHP, they have
and a
very
helicopter
interesting way,
is giving chase to a motherfucker who did an improper lane change, okay? Understand that the Los Angeles Police Department, the LAPD alone, not the entire state, because this is the California Highway Patrol, LAPD's resources are so vast that they spend $8 million a day. When you got that kind of money, you can fucking get away with burning it. You got the burn rate. You got to burn it, baby. You got to spend money to make money.
On the 101 freeway, that was likely the Central LA division that initiated the pursuit. Not exactly sure where it started, but we picked it up around Hollywood. And then once he got into the San Fernando Valley, their North Hollywood or their West Valley division took over the pursuit. Again, a new team of officers.
Also, this is not a Jetta.
out.
I don't think this is a Jetta. I think this is a Passat. Unless like newer Jettas are much larger, it looks like it's a Passat.
Rita and points beyond, they will continue to hand this off. Division office by division, the different stations will continue to take this over, and they will communicate with the various stations up ahead that this pursuit is coming their way, and to be ready if they have the available units and resources to dedicate to the pursuit. Now,
I used to have a Jetta back in the day. I had an old ass Jetta. I had a 2001 Jetta. It was awful.
Police business, and they may not be able to pick up the pursuit, and then that lead unit will have a decision to make. The watch commander will make the decision, and the supervisors will work together and decide whether it's worth continuing the pursuit much longer.
6 cars for this?
It's worth just giving it up for everybody's safety involved. But in this case, they are dedicating more resources, not less. And the 5 freeway, as I mentioned, goes all the way up the state of California. So they can continue this dance as long as there is fuel left in the tank. And I think this is probably the best bet. As I said a while ago, this is the best case anybody could hope for, is that he stays on the freeway where the collateral damage is minimal, and now he's made his way far up north enough that traffic is so light that the risks are even less, and as long as he stays on the freeway...
Is that a skateboard in the back? Oh, no.
It'll remain that way.
Bro, this could be a stolen car, because I feel like that's such an old person thing to have in the back of your car. It's got a handicap placard. It's got that classic, like, old guy sun shield in the back. No, I don't think that was an oxygen tank. I think it's a sun shield that's, like, packed up. So, you know what I mean? You know what that is? You know what that is? Like, old people do that. My dad does that to his car. He puts a sun shield so that there isn't sun damage in the inside of the car, and the car is like cooler on a hot summer's day. Everybody does it. I feel like it's boomer shit.
It's not ground fog, but there's enough of a cloud ceiling here, especially the higher in altitude we get heading up the Grapevine towards Bakersfield, where
people are getting mad. They're like, anyone who cares about their car does that, not old people. Okay, bro, sorry, I called you old. Okay, my bad.
Those ground units to maintain the pursuit, but as far as ground fog, I don't see that being an issue, at least in the near future. Of course, again, the higher we get in elevation, that could
My
change,
neighbor in
but as I
Guam
look
had
on
one of those
those
with the
here,
giant nigga
it does
tits on
look
it. That's what
like,
I'm talking about, baby.
visibility for those ground units should not play a role here, but we are making our way further up the grapevine, and sure enough, altitude does play a role. And right now, it's pretty much uphill for the next several miles as he continues to push the pedal to the metal.
Well, let's check back with our Bruce Thomas. And Bruce, what are your thoughts on if this pursuit will continue, or will they just let it, will they kind of sit back and let the driver just kind of go peacefully if they know who he is? What would be the process?
Just backtracking a little bit what you were talking about, the choreography. What they're doing is they're swapping out primary vehicle, as Chris said, secondary and third vehicles. And that is so the officers don't get tunnel vision. Because typically in a pursuit, the lead vehicle's job is to follow the suspect vehicle. The second unit or a helicopter will call the pursuit, meaning they're giving the ground speed, the direction of travel, the streets.
I love the One Piece copyright-free music playlist.
So at this case, I think they're
this song goes entirely too hard.
To the public at this point. Obviously, this driver is now wanted for misdemeanor hit and run and felony evading and speeds over 100 miles an hour, which are all misdemeanor charges. But in this case, I don't think CHP is going to let this go.
Yeah, guys, we're continuing northbound on the freeway, passing Templin Highway, and pretty much, no man's land for the next several miles up until he gets to Gorman. And then on the way up there, from there, he basically will start getting closer to Bakersfield, where there
Borlo says chases cost hundreds of millions of dollars a year in wrongful death cases. The fuck's he doing as a cell phone?
The vehicle, not clear what he's trying to convey there.
And he says
for a bulk of this pursuit,
property damage and overall police costs, but guess what? What about the content?
Steering wheel almost the entire time. But again,
oh my God, he's saying he's a mobile chatter.
To go waving his hand at the driver's side window with that cell phone in the air. Those lead units still right behind him here. The 5 freeway, about 3 or 4 lanes as he makes his way through Gorman here. More units up ahead of him. There's actually an unrelated unit, a possible speed trap actually, that just happens to be there. And look at that. There's the spike. There's the spike, and it looks like it was a miss. I caught it at the corner of the screen. A very rare, I would say unorthodox. Bruce could correct me, but I think it's maybe once a year lately that we see a spike strip attempt on the freeway.
Bro, you could fucking kill someone. High-speed spike? You could literally kill... You could literally fucking kill someone. That's like... That's insane, dude. At that speed, you could kill the driver and other people that he hits. That is literally infinitely worse of a fucking crime, in my opinion, than what this motherfucker's doing right now. That's wild. That's violent. That's the California Highway Patrol, baby. That's how they roll. What was his crime? Would you believe me if I told you it was an improper lane change? Because yes, that is precisely what his original crime is. No, it's reckless driving now. It was literally an improper lane change. That's why they have 6 squad cars. They utilize the fucking spike strip when he's going 100 miles down a fucking freeway. They have a helicopter on his ass. Don't do that. Don't do that. I hate that. This is a very, like, you know, Grand Theft Auto, no pixel ass fucking response, to be fair. Why do you watch every car chase, dude? Well, it's content. And I'm a fucking goblin. I'm a news outlet, baby. That's what I'm just doing what news outlets do. Send the bill to Rockstar for not releasing Grand Theft Auto 6. I agree. Shit's getting completely out of hand. He's been a really good driver, ironically. Like, reckless and all, he has literally been driving up a goddamn storm this entire time. No jokes. Oh, no, she's not going to do that. Are you fucking joking?
Yep. Spikes across. There's the spike. And he
hit it.
He might have hit it.
He hit the fucking cop car too.
Patrol car. Yep. He hit it.
And it looks like the patrol car went over
hit
too.
it at least. I think the patrol. Did he? I have to replay that.
Looked like it.
Oh, he definitely hit it.
The patrol car might have gone around it, but you can see now clearly that front right wheel heavily affected, immediately going flat. Look at that.
Yeah, bro, he's going 100 miles an hour. This car can fucking flip, dude.
Didn't take long at all, and now it looks like he's about to be running on empty, at least on that front right and the right rear.
Oh, goddamn, he's gonna fucking flip.
Are now running low on air, and they will be flat here in a second. We'll get around the driver's side if it's possible, and we'll try and get a better picture of what's going on that side of the vehicle. Not one, but two separate spike strip attempts on the freeway. Colleen and Ellen, something I have not seen in some time, but it appears to have been successful in this case, and I think that's going to start to wrap up the pursuit here in the coming minutes, if I'm not mistaken. I think this vehicle is now on.
Bro, I just realized that I've been fucking watching on the second screen. I thought I was watching this with, like, delay to make sure. It turns out I'm not watching this with delay at all. The second screen was actually delayed, not this one. I thought I had a fucking delay on it. I was wrong.
The color of this pursuit, I'm no longer going to be maneuvering at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, definitely. His speeds will decrease, as Chris said, with the spike strip being deployed. They may have gotten a CHP vehicle also. That's just the nature of the pursuit. I know this is a Passat and they're front-wheel drive vehicles, but if those tires deflate very quickly, they're going to be...
Okay, Bruce, we have to interrupt you. Bruce, we have to interrupt you for just 1 moment. It's at 4 o'clock in just 4 seconds.
What?
This is Eyewitness News with live breaking news.
It goes back. It goes back to
the right now at 4. The CHP chasing a reckless driver on the 5 freeway, speeds reaching over 100 miles an hour. Thanks for joining us, in David Ono.
And I'm Ellen Lavo. You're watching.
At the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break, and there's a shift change. And there's an attitude change in the Hasanabi broadcast because the unsubscribed recognize that they will be seeing an ad. Unless they are subscribed for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime, or by getting gifted a sub. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. If you can't afford it, then you might get gifted if you're lucky.
The 5 freeway, where just moments ago, not one but 2 spike strip attempts were made. The second one appears to have been successful, knocking out the right 2 tires. You're looking at the left 2 tires on the driver's side, which appear to be intact, but the
fact
right
that
tires, both the
he's
front
still going
and the
60
rear,
miles an hour
run out
without 2 fucking tires on the right side is insane to me. That shit's gonna strip so fucking hard.
He continues up the 5 freeway at 50 to 60 miles per hour. Continue going uphill with at least 4 CHP units right behind him. In fact, he's made the decision for the first time in this pursuit to get off the freeway. He ran over something, or maybe the tire came apart there, but you saw some debris flying off the vehicle, and now he's getting off at Smoky Bear Road here on the 5 freeway.
We have a replay now of that spike strip. Oh, a big piece of tire just came. Look at that. The whole tread's coming off.
It sure did.
He's going to
There's
have
the pit. There's the pit.
maneuver.
There's
Oh!
the pit, spinning the
Underneath
vehicle
the
out of
freeway.
Oh!
doing a full 180 underneath the freeway, and those CHP units have come out the other side.
It's over!
The vehicle has now come to a standstill on the underneath the freeway. Looks like those officers are getting ready for a confrontation here. He may have gone for a run. He may have gotten out of the vehicle.
there it
Foot
is.
pursuit.
Oh, foot pursuit!
Onto the freeway. He's climbing up the embankment. He's trying to get on the freeway, guys. Northbound side of the 5 freeway. Some trucks coming up there. And
What the
now
fuck's
he's
he
in traffic.
doing?
Northbound side of the 5 freeway. The foot chase is going to stop there because those officers will not chase him across the freeway over the divider. More oncoming traffic here, and this is so dangerous as he comes out the other side. They will be there to meet him on the
I don't
other
think this is
side.
an old guy, folks.
The K9 unit starting to cross the freeway, turning around there. They will get units on the other side of the freeway within seconds here, and hopefully he will just run out of steam here. Certainly the vehicle gave up on him. You saw the tires come apart, the full tire flying off the vehicle, and then that successful pit maneuver underneath the freeway. He immediately
Bro, what is he
jumped out of the
doing?
vehicle, went for a run.
Fuck's he gonna
over
do?
all of the northbound and southbound lanes of the freeway, and he is now trying to hitchhike his way out of
Bro,
this
he's
situation.
trying to. Yo!
I was wondering what he was doing because of the.
Okay,
CHP just on
respect,
the other
respect,
side of the
respect.
freeway. He looked like he was running towards them, but yeah, he's trying to hail a car of some sort, staying on the freeway, which we have seen some horrible things happen on the freeway in the past. You cannot underestimate the speed of these cars. But he's now in the middle. Maybe that's
This is one of the most insane things I've ever seen, dude.
The divider again, back on the northbound side.
Oh, dear.
Ah!
Trying to carjack a vehicle.
boy.
Yo!
Cars on the freeway.
That guy literally tried to get a free kill.
If he continues this kind
He tried to get a free kill. You see that?
But now he is trying to carjack these cars on the freeway.
Oh, my goodness. And they're at a
Oh!
standstill, which is not helping matters.
He's
Yeah,
just
everyone's
looking for
doors are
unlocked
locked,
doors.
brother. What are you
He's looking
doing?
for an unlocked door to try and get out of the situation, but they are going to close in on him here pretty soon. I can't imagine that they're that far back. I don't want to lose him here. We're going to stay pretty tight, but I'm trying to look to see.
Yo, 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 yo! Classic! I've done this. I've done this on No Pixel. Oh, he's so cooked. There's cars. There's cars down below.
Where the vehicle is, and there should be officers down there. I don't see them, but you would imagine.
What the fuck's he
that there's
doing?
more officers underneath the freeway.
One patrol
and
car
there's
there.
one of them.
Okay, we got someone behind him and then someone down on the ground, too.
He might be hiding under the freeway, up the embankment. There's those nooks and crannies up there.
It's busted.
as opposed
It's
to running
over.
down
There's
off
no
the street.
shot.
But there is a unit moving pretty quickly. Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's
They got him.
surrendering.
There he is.
It's over.
Up
It's
in the
over. It's
air.
Jover.
Right,
It's
David, there
Jover.
were
It's
so many
Jover.
hiding
It's
spots
Jover.
underneath
It's Jover.
overpasses to hide out, but it looks like he's come out the west side of the 5 freeway. He's now being confronted with a taser with his hands in the air. He's on his knees, not exactly complying, but here he goes, now about to be proned out on the roadway down below, underneath the 5 freeway, still resisting. Four officers on top
It's
of him.
over.
And it looks like he is going to be subdued here as that K9 unit is barking very loudly and very aggressively. You can see this has now come to an end. And thankfully, nobody hurt after what could have turned into a very dangerous situation. Somebody so desperate that they were even trying to
Yeah, he's
carjack
definitely
innocent
resisting,
motorists
bro.
on a
Definitely.
Wednesday afternoon here. Fortunately, couldn't.
One of the most annoying aspects of this is that I can't fucking find a goddamn video, like a actually busted video. Like when I look for a video, 4 guys in a heli for this, 4 squad cars and a motherfucking helicopter, dude. And that truck that dude tried to run the dude over was wild. Yeah, I mean, he was. They hit every fucking psychotic move on that. They did a spike strip when the fucking guy was running 100 miles an hour. They hit a spike strip on him. They tried to spike strip him twice, second time successfully. They spike stripped a cop car on accident. I mean, absolute madness. Absolute fucking madness. All off of an improper lane change. That's because it's wasted, not busted? No, he didn't get wasted. He got busted. All right. Let's get back to my king, my goat, Donald motherfucking Trump. All right. That car chase, that high-speed car chase was brought to you by the Los Angeles Police Department, California Highway Patrol, and a lack of Grand Theft Auto 6. But now we are back to our regular broadcasting schedule.